guys to help me with that, that would be so awesome. The thing that if I was to have a movie, it would be getting parents on track to save our future generation. The wisest person that I know.
Mrs. Saunders, is this part of your meeting or is this someone that needs to be muted? You're muted, Mrs. Saunders.
Good afternoon. Just Allison right now, the only person I see.
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Okay, your YouTube live has started. I don't know how many people you expect. I sent the reminder notice out yesterday to the entire community, so hopefully in a couple more minutes there'll be a few more people.
Yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about yourself? How about you, Mr. Allison?
Pretty good. Just got in from work, but excited to be here.
Thank you.
I'm loving that plant behind you. It looks very happy.
Thank you. I just watered it yesterday.
I need to water mine. They're looking at me like, "Mommy, we're dry."
Exactly.
Hey, Mr. Allison, are you interested in joining the community as well?
Yes. That's why I started to attend. I know this is the second one. And before it was on a little hiatus, but I'm definitely interested.
Thanks for coming on board.
Of course.
Yeah, this is uncharted territory for myself as well. 1 second, some people are asking me some information offline. So you really don't have that much going on right now, but we do have something that has to be dealt with the Banco Popular. I don't know if he was on that previous meeting.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just trying to get the committee together so we can present it for January and make it happen, and see if we can put some stipulations. Can we do stipulations with them also as well, Julia?
Sorry, I was not paying attention. What was that?
With the Bank of Popular, with the proposal that they want to come before the board, can I put stipulations with them as well?
I don't know. I guess it would be the banking committee that would be regulatory. Is there a banking committee with the city?
Yeah, I'll bring you up today. They have a program that they're going to start, and they need to support the community board. But I just want to make sure that the community board is involved with them as well, as far as the financial literacy and different programs that they want to do.
Yeah. I was skimming through. Oh, the birds are joining us today. I was skimming through the proposal earlier today, trying to work on the minutes of it. It seems very theoretical to me, just making sure people know about the information. I mean, if you want to clarify to Banco Popular that you definitely want to work hand in hand with them, aside from just giving them the support, that's definitely something you can do. But in terms of what that would look like for the board and what the district office's involvement would be, I'm not sure that that's something that could be stipulated, because it's not necessarily a city agency, so it's not, or even a state agency. So I'm not sure what the regulations would have to be. I would definitely have to check into that further before giving a definitive answer.
Okay. Hey, welcome aboard, everyone. Hey, Kim. Hey, Celine, Princess, and Daphne. How's your day going so far?
I'm complaining. Busy on calls.
I guess I'll give a few more minutes. But basically, I was just talking to the office, and I know Celine, we met before offline, just talking about this whole thing with Banco Popular. I kind of postponed it till January. I don't know if I can hold. I don't know if I can hold it off another month, but for their support, and I believe economic development is very important in this time of need in the community. And I took on this. Well, I've been asked to chair it, and I'll definitely need the support of fresh eyes and new blood, and hope to see what we can do in the community and make it happen as far as the groundwork and moving forward, what we can do to make this a better community. Do you have anything you want to add in, Kim? Ms. Robinson, sorry. Oh, you're muted. Still, is there any way we can?
Kim, there you go. Kim, you're muted.
Oh, okay. You guys can hear me now? I'm sorry. I said I started off saying I do apologize, Brian. I didn't drop the ball. I spoke to Janice from Community Board 16 just briefly, and I basically asked her if you mind talking to you and us just to explain in details like what they did, because they also went through the same thing with Banco Popular. But I dropped the ball with the council member's mom passing and just some other family stuff. I did drop the ball, and I apologize.
It's okay. Things happen. I have my hands full right now, also, and my family as well. But things happen, and you can pick the ball up and keep going.
Okay.
And, hey, Princess, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
On before, but for the economic discomfort of the low-income community, which is primarily like the African American community. And I feel like to do this, we must gain economic power. I believe that we must have more big business owners and more entrepreneurs, and we must create a platform that will allow kids to learn this for free and not have to go to seminars or have to learn about the stock market through paid advertisements or anything like that.
Okay. Do we know who that number is? 917 ending in 83.
Hey, 917-566 number. That's Mark.
Hey, Mark, how you doing? How's everything?
I'm doing good. Sorry that I had to call in. I was just on another call. I'm in another conference.
Understanding. And Daphne. And also, can we get an introduction from the 267 number?
Yes, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. My name is Sarita Dawson, and this is my first time coming to this committee.
Okay, welcome aboard. Thank you. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
All right, so okay. It's 6:23. I know we're supposed to start at 6:15. So what we were talking about was basically Banco Popular has a program that was involved in operating since 1995 or 1997. They just brought up in our community this year. So there was a little couple questions I was asking as far as about, the purpose of now bringing it as far as why wasn't it brought before? But I'm not living in the past, so continue right now in the future. So there's different things I just wanted to find out. I don't know if everyone has a copy of the deck that they had. If not, I could put it in the chat, or Julia, can you put it in the chat? Do you have it?
It's a PDF, so I'd have to share the screen. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up.
After I doing this, Brother Burn.
Let's see. Okay.
Brian, I'm hanging in there. It's just cold outside.
Pardon me? One more time, please.
I said I'm hanging in there. It's just cold outside.
It is. It is. It's here.
We get some warm weather. No snow.
Okay, you're right. So while Julia brings it up, okay, here it is. This is the PDF that Bank of Popular basically shared. This is their deck, and I don't know if everyone got a chance to see it, but we can run through it real quick again. It's a banking district, and let's see. Can everyone see it? I spoke a little bit about it before, and they did a couple of presentations. It's basically the purpose to encourage the establishment or profitability of commercial bank branches in designated locations known as the Banking Developed Districts, otherwise known as BDD. It is to establish based upon demonstrated need for banking services in the community and supported via New York State and New York City low-cost deposits to those institutions. So basically, they start this banking district in our community, and they get deposits from New York State and New York City, and matching from New York City. I believe it's 10 million from the state, and then the city is supposed to match it with another 10 million. And with those funds, they're supposed to implement different programs as far as financial literacy, how to fix individuals' credits, small business banking loans, and it's supposed to be tracked by the state also. And as far as like what they're doing, these workshops per month and year, it's supposed to be results for participants gaining better understanding of the basics of banking, measures by our internal survey platform, and number of new topics. That's the goal one. The goal two, to bolster the credit profile of consumers within the banking districts, within the community development through support of small business development. Let's keep going down. So you can see in community support. In 2019, Bank was called Popular Bank, New York Metro Region, participated in 317 events with 420 employees, volunteering a total of 625 hours of service. Basically, that's the talking about what they do, the financial education, as you can read, ongoing pledges to volunteer time in our communities, a plan to guide those. Partnership is with they're supposedly partnering with financial literacy workshops, strong company employee volunteer participation, various career fairs and stuff like that. Also the deposits. Hopefully you're going through this while I read, skim over it and read it. Also, if I'm going too fast, let me know, slow down. You'll have a long day, and I'm trying to do this as best as I can. So as you can see, the deposits, the products that they're going to do is checking accounts, money markets, savings accounts, certificates of deposits. The part is credit builder for business and personal loans, wealth management, cash management. You scroll down. And at the end is basically their corporate structure. As you know, Popular Bank is based out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, but they've been at this location for as long as I know, as long as I've been born. And they've always been here. And this bank, the one on Eastern Parkway and Nostrand Avenue, would service the whole Community Board 8 within the confines of Community Board 8. I'm still learning about it. Over the holiday seasons, everyone basically was on holiday time. So we're picking back up the ball and asking different questions. And also, as Robinson said, that someone from Community Board 16 who dealt with it reach out to me. I'll reach out to them and find out more. I had an offline meeting also with a few individuals, and we're just talking about how can the community benefit from this whole banking district they want, and not just get a fluff job. Just come in and just get our support, but just actually work hand in hand and be in partnership and be able to have a more of a say so how it's directed and who it is helping, and not just just anyone. Basically, just helping the people in the community that are not financial literacy, make sure that they're directed into those individuals who really need the help and not just looked over. I'll just open it up for any questions. Anybody have any questions they want to ask or any comments? Hey, don't be afraid. Say something, please.
Hey, Brian. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry. So, Brian, as you know, restaurant and bar hurting tremendously right now. One of the organizations I'm a part of is the lack of eligibility for funding due to low credit and to credit repair in other languages, and for example, Spanish, Mandarin. That wasn't so on credit score and some other kind of credit worthiness measure could be for people who don't know what credit is or how to.
Is it just me, or does she sound choppy? You're a little choppy. Celine, I know you're talking.
I was just kind of wondering, they had just asked me if they're just an organization, a bank, or anything that was doing any sort of funding that didn't rely solely on credit scores, especially in the last year. I'm hearing that that's been a huge problem to obtaining funding, and language barriers as well.
Well, I mean, that's something we could definitely find out. To be honest, Bank of Popular Popular Bank is based out of Puerto Rico. So I'm sure they have to have some type of not just English, but Spanish, and I don't know as far as other languages also. But there's something we could definitely find out. And what I plan on doing, we can also speak to Leo, and we could do another for next month. Do a call with Leo on the phone and have him speak about everything. And find out, or I can find out myself and get back to you by the next meeting. As far as like as far as the communication and reaching out to different the Black and Brown communities and other cultures also as well. I don't have the specific numbers as far as Community Board 8, as far as the breakdown in front of me, but I'm sure I can get that from the community office and also through maybe neighborhood advisory board, right, as well, Princess. But that's something to look into. And I don't know if I answered your question, but if I didn't, please feel free to ask again.
Just I guess you can bring it up to the bank or to Leo if it's that they're considering when it does get down to funding and the funding comes down the pipe in January. If they're going to use other measures in how they perceive somebody to be eligible for funding other than credit score of the, minorities who don't even know what a credit score is.
Okay, I guess I didn't answer your question. I will definitely find out and ask that as far as what other measures that they use for loans as far as credit scores. It's a good question, and I'll find out. And actually, both of us can go and find out together, and we can bring it back to the committee. And also with the knowledge of Community Board 16, their office with actually going through this process with them, I can get more information from them as well, and then we could be guided by them and see what we can improve on.
So Brian, in the previous meetings, it seems as if Banco Popular wants us to point them to particular organizations. I don't know if we've readily identified them, but there's some particular populations that I think we need to carefully look at. So I have a few, if you would just bear with me.
Okay.
Okay, so with the pandemic, we're having several issues. So Celine is quite right in looking at the access to capital, access to credit, but specifically, they use a target phrase, which is an alternate methods to establish credit worthiness, which is something that Celine was trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So previously, because all of this had originally come by because of CRA endeavors, and I know Chase maybe 20 years ago would take qualifications such that, are you a good participant in your SUSU? So that would address, persons that are traditionally unbanked that are coming from the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
And, now we have a much larger community. So you would actually have to look at the Creole speaking community and those that are speaking Urdu. Because if you look at the footprint of Board 8, a large percentage of our scholars attend District 17 schools. So one way you could source information is, partnering with the CEC, or they have a group within the CEC, coming from the CEC, which is looking at Title I issues. And Title I monies are directed at low-income students. So I would imagine that a low-income family, particularly with the effects of the pandemic, might be challenged. And if we go further with that premise, then we have to look at how does one become stable after an economic event like the pandemic, which causes unemployment. So, long way to get to. There's a need for support there. Also, within Community Board 8, we have a high home ownership rate among persons that are considered seniors in the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. Although many have wills, many don't. But more importantly than having wills is the knowledge and the access to creating trust in estates. So I think that's something that's going to be particularly valuable. Last thing, if you look at a recent article in Eater was describing all of the restaurants and small businesses that are closing because of the pandemic. And if you look at our commercial corridors that primarily support persons of African descent or from the African or Caribbean diaspora, you're looking at the time that they've been in the business, and the businesses that are closing have been in operation between fewer than 10 years, but most critically, the ones that are closing the quickest are the ones that have been established in the last 5 years. So looking at means possibly accessing funds, providing business support to those small businesses might be something, because there's no organization that I know of within the district that does that. And maybe that's one way that we can use as a strategy to strengthen our merchants associations, especially along the Utica, Schenectady, Nostrand, and Franklin Avenue corridors. Right? One last group we also have to look at, and it's not strictly Board 8, the institution is located in Board 9, but we have many students that are attending Medgar Evers College, right? So in the many students that attend Medgar Evers College work to pay their tuition. It's not unreasonable to assume that many have lost their jobs because, you know, college students tend to be low wage or retail workers. So how do we help them become more stable so they continue to stay in school? So, you know, again, an opportunity to partner with, you know, if not Medgar Evers directly, creating a partnership between CUNY. And I'm sure Medgar Evers would be looking for a lifeline within their student life department, student life office, whatever entity they use that covers that. So that would be important. And then, you know, not to forget that if we need to incubate an organization, the board does have a Friends of organization. So we could incubate an organization for 2 or 3 years and spin it out so that we would have that ability on an ongoing basis, particularly for the tenure of this program, to be able to support our community that way.
Thank you very much. I actually been thinking about the Friends of Community Board 8 as well, as how, you know, how can we I guess be that point of contact as far as providing financial literacy and
It's a great tool to be an incubator because, for example, an organization I belong to, what we're known for is establishing some sort of social program, for example, like something like mentoring teenage girls in foster care, helping support that program, and then turning it over to the community. And when you turn it over to the community, it has wheels under it so that it can function as an independent enterprise. So to leave something long-standing would be great. That would be the opportunity. My feeling about Popular is that they want to hurry up and get this done. I want to make sure that we hurry up and get this done correctly.
exactly my sentiment exactly. That's why I kind of been like we're on the same page. Also, I want to acknowledge our chairperson, Ms. Chairwoman Ethel Titus. Good evening. Thank you for coming on.
I'm glad to see everything is moving along. This is excellent. Thank you all for coming tonight, and thank you, Mr. Saunders, for picking up the baton and moving this forward. I do want to remind folks that over the early fall, Crown Heights North Association and Nostrand Avenue Bar and Restaurant Group, newly formed, would be a good source. I believe that there were lists made and names taken, and they would be a good start for the things that Ms. Wedderburn was suggesting, in addition to the other commercial corridors in our community district. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And we're lucky and we're fortunate to have one of the members of MBAR on our committee as well, Celine. And we just had someone else, a couple other people join in. Drew Gabriel, thank you for coming in. And I have a 757 number. I don't know if you can introduce yourself real quick and let us know who you are.
Hi, Mr. Saunders. This is Nashika Handy. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm also on the call to join in with Celine.
Hey, how you doing? How's everything? Pleasure to meet you again. And also had a chance to speak to you, and your resources are very valuable. And also, you know, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and your background. Okay, Shanika, did you hear us? Hear me? Okay, so.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. My apology.
Yeah, just wanted to
Can
get
you hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yes, you can. So I know I personally reached out to you for some of your knowledge with Celine as well from Inbar. I just wanted to know if you could just give a brief introduction and tell us a little about yourself as well.
Hi, yes. My name is Naishika Handy. I'm by trade a project manager. A lot of the projects I've worked on have been in finance. I've worked in a few different areas. Some of them have been youth development and community development. I've also had some experience while living in Washington, D.C. in some government economic development. And thank you, Brian, for inviting me to be on the call.
For participating and look forward to working together with the committee and helping this one of our first projects with the Popular Bank and many more as far as helping and developing with the community. And does anybody else have any comments or statements they want to make? What I'm looking for, this is new to me, and you know, I'm a former business owner in the community as well. And what I'm looking for is we have a mixture of people that's been involved with the community as far as been on the community board, worked in city agencies, government, and we have new people also. So we have a big multiply of resources, and I want everyone to come together and what we can do in this time of need as far as helping people in our district survive and make it. And I think that, you know, right now I feel it because as I walk and drive down, whether it's Nostrand Avenue, Kingston Avenue, Utica, and just seeing the stores closing and speaking to different merchants, and like they don't know how they're going to survive. What we can do or whatever we can do to help, that's what I'm here for. These are just like, you know, it's dear to my heart. You know, I myself, I personally try, you know, I cook at home, but I try to go to the restaurants and just go there and support and make sure I support some, you know, one restaurant or a store a day, and just make sure that I show my support. And that's just the way I feel, what I personally do, you know, and I encourage anyone else to do that, that they're struggling out here. This is a times where I don't think anyone's really experienced this before, and it's uncharted territory. And for myself and for all these the business as well, and whatever we can do to make it happen or make it work, or whatever resources we could put together. Because everyone right now, as far as from I'm hearing from, I was on a call the other day with the Commerce, Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, and what I heard is if you don't know, you can either miss the date, don't know how to be approved for it, the credit score, you have to be in business for what, couple years
Since 2008.
So there's just these different stipulations in there, and then it's we don't know. As far as the community, yeah, a lot of us are from the Black and Brown community where all we know about is just working and open a business, or just open a business and work for 10 years. But we really don't know the background as far as how the business really works. All we know about is just collecting money, making food, and surviving hand to mouth or day to day. And right now, they're hurting. So whatever we can do to make it better or easier, I'm down for it. And let's do what we can do. Okay, that's all I can say right now. Does anybody else want to say anything? You know, I'm emotional about it, but hey, everyone else spoke. Drew, did you raise your hand? Yeah, how you doing? Yes.
So here's I mean, I was just thinking as I'm hearing you speak. Yes, so there's a lot of business owners that don't know the right questions or how to ask for help, or maybe they may not be comfortable. How about creating, I'm going to use this loosely, like a space or some type of virtual event where information can be shared. So whether it's, we can call it, especially with what's happening now with the pandemic, everything is virtual, right? So those are the people who may not have access to a computer, may not know how to use the computer. If we could create some like a virtual workshop, seminar, lack of a better word, where they can ask those questions like, okay, I have this business. What do I need? How do I move from here to here? What do I need to in order to keep my business going? Those type of resources or those type of information session to just really, because I find a lot of the business owners, especially the mama, the small stores, don't know how to ask those big questions. They don't know how to apply for those grants or those money that's there because one, they didn't have the paperwork or they didn't know how to do it. They're so used to having everything in the bottom drawer that now you're telling them that they need to apply for something, but it's like they need this paper, they need this form. How do I get it? I don't know how to write this because I feel like in looking at everyone on the line, everybody has something to offer, but at the same time, if that information is not shared, it's like we're going to be just sitting here having this same conversation over and over. What do we do to help our business owners when our business owners don't know the questions to ask? Because they're so right now for them is just trying to keep their door open, is trying to provide for their family. So I think if in this group, if we can put our help together and start with saying, okay, we're going to address the business owners. How do we address the owners? How do we express in short of going knocking on the door to door and having that conversation? But Brian, when I walk and I look at the stores and I'm just in talking to people, I can tell you what comes out in my is like, I don't know what paperwork they tell me I need. And by the time I get to have that conversation, it's too late. I don't know how to do this. I've been doing this for 20 years this same way. I've been using my 10 fingers to add. Now you're telling me I have to use, a card or I have to get this. I don't know any of this. I don't know how to balance my book because it goes in the drawer, it goes under the bed, it goes under the mattress, it goes somewhere. Like, how do we get to help those business owners to get it to the next level? Like to help them think outside the box where it's no longer this is where we do business. You can still have your same business, but then we have to now take that model and bring it into this new virtual world. If that makes any sense.
Actually, it does. I made a lot of valid points. It's almost like, like you said, seniors and in the Black and brown community, they could go through foreclosure, getting ready to go through foreclosure and not say anything, help or anything like that, and just go through the process and just get their home foreclosed on. And if they would have reached out, we could have got some kind of assistance, some type of help. So I don't know if it's, I guess, the pride or just the knowledge of I don't know what it is.
But it's not knowing. So it's not I always say, if you don't know the right questions to ask, you won't ask. And for, we have seniors, we have homeowners right now who just really don't know. When their letter comes, they're so afraid they don't even open it. By the time they open it, the person is at the door knocking, get out. So I think somehow we have to try to figure out how do we get that information to them, right? Without it being that, oh, now you're coming to take my home, or sorry, it's too late. I think a lot of times is that they don't know what the right question is.
Mm-hmm. So,
Saunders, may I make a couple of suggestions?
Sure.
Okay, we have some very sincere people on the line. I think Ms. Robinson is making very good points. If we could divide up the work, and the work I'm suggesting would be to pick 5, or a number that you decide on, pick a number of merchants and actually call them and ask them to attend a session where we can get a representative from the city's small business services agency to come in on a virtual call and have copies of the forms that they would have to submit, the business would have to submit for any particular grant. So we have a actual working meeting with knowledgeable people from the city agency who's charged with getting these grants out the door. But in order to get the intended recipients to attend the meeting, we'd have to make phone calls. So that phone calling would have to be divided up amongst select committee members. That's just a suggestion on my part.
Right. And Thank you, Ms. Titus. I'll look.
Can I?
Yeah, 1 second, Mark. Oh, yeah, Mark, go ahead. Sorry about that.
I agree with Ethel, but this right now is a time more than ever we as Black and Brown people need to unite. It's for the business companies. I mean, for the businesses, right now it's for them to do or die. They need to organize. They need to become merchants associations now more than ever. Where that once they're a merchants association, instead of knocking in individual doors, which is good, but it's not productive in time. If they're organized as other establishments are organized, then it could be done. It could be presented and shared in a much more efficient manner, and we can put everything together for them. Not just us. The elected officials, whoever we have whoever we have involved, can do presentations for them as a group to help them out. It's similar to what on a smaller concept is what NBAR did when they had one of the economic presenters come in and speak about what went on, what's going on with the funding. So right now, it's more important we as Black and Brown people from the business aspect is to join forces for their survival, so that it'll make us more efficient, or make not just us, make all of the elected officials their services more efficient to get that information out to them, because it's non-productive for us to tap on each one of their doors. If they're structured in a way that's organized, it makes everyone's jobs much better. And when they're organized, they can ask for things, they can demand for things, and they get more information. So what we need to do is to let them know they need to be organized. Nostrand Avenue, Nostrand Avenue, and all the side streets needs to be organized. Kingston needs to be organized, and all the side street establishments. Utica Avenue, they need to be organized, and all their side streets need to be organized. Once they're organized, let them come together as a Crown Heights merchants and just touch base with each other and get all the information together. Or their strip could be organized and get information in. As elected officials, it could be more efficient to get that information out to them, as your job and our job is much more efficient for us to get that information out to them if they're organized. So it's critical. It's critical for them to be organized for their survival in this environment. Because every elected official out here is going to say, I have no time to go to knock on everyone's door. If they're organized and they're structured, I could come here and I can knock off 50 of them in one shot and give them all the information, let them bang, bang, bang me out for an hour, 2 hours. They can ask me any questions they want. I'm here to do whatever they want. I'll stay here for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to take all their questions. And it's much more efficient than that, and that may cover everybody on the strip. So it's essential that we push them to be organized so it could be efficient for us and everyone else to get their information out, and for them to make it through this winter. That's my thought on it.
Thank you, Mark. Does anyone else have any comments or anything they want to add on to this also as well? I mean,
Did you guys hear me? Choppy.
we hear you.
Okay. If
Now you're chopping. You're chopping right now. Hello, Celine? I guess she was dropped. Hey guys, I'm willing. Well, Nostrand Avenue NBAR started something, and okay, you're back. You're muted right now. You're still muted. You have to mute yourself. Okay, still muted. But I'm willing. You know, I looked at MBAR. I saw the beginning of it, also with you, Mark, and saw what it has become and what it still can become. I'm willing with a few others, with the assistance of a few others, to hit some of these other streets and see who we can identify as far as doing the groundwork and identifying merchants like Selena and initiating something on those streets as well. And if you get a couple of us to go there and initiate and try to help them organize, that would be great as well. I don't know if there are as far as the Merchant Association of Utica Avenue or Schenectady. I know there's some people in Kingston, but to actually help and organize it, you know, I'll be willing to do that with the assistance of others. Selena, are you able to mute yourself now and continue?
Do you hear? Because I think I unmuted myself.
Yes.
Okay. So what I was saying is knocking on doors and making phone calls is laborious and not necessarily realistic across. But if there is a budget, maybe we could create a postcard, not anything people are scared of, with with some writing on it that will grab the eye and say, hey, for information, blah blah blah. Like right now, MBAR meets now with Brian Saunders is on our call. Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, Small Business Recovery Specialist, they're on our calls. On 12/14, we're putting together an in-person merchants meeting at Jeanette's Hair Salon at 12 p.m. Anybody who is interested in hearing what's going to be happening at that meeting, please get that information out. We have a flyer. I'll send it to Mark, or Mark might have it already and he can send it out. I spoke to Robert Corn, who's at my establishment. He was able to make contact with him and was claiming to be in shock at the position all of us are in and how left out feel. So he'll be at that meeting. I'm trying to get John L. Doris there, which is the commissioner of SBS. But even if he's not there, a representative from his office is most certainly going to be there. But we are getting together and we are having this meeting and we do have to be heard and we do need the information to be out there. A lot of the times, even if you have these people there, nobody even knows what questions to ask. But having a safe ally, I think, in places where you don't really think are for you, helps as well. Like just creating some like a friends of small businesses type of mini committee on these merchant organizations where we can assign one person per every 2 or 3 blocks for these merchants who are older or who aren't from here, can feel safe asking what they may feel like is a dumb question. Just is the city websites, government websites. This is what all of these organizations point you to. They are not the easiest to navigate. So again, maybe if we could get a postcard mailer, how they got the census information out there, pounded in. Maybe this is something we can start pounding into the heads and the homes and the places of business as a resource, but a real resource where people actually answer phones or visit their businesses, make an appointment, just anything where they can feel included in a real way versus virtually, because it's not always tangible for everybody, although it's a very simple and effective way of getting things done. We're talking about the people who don't trust it or don't know how to do it.
That's point well taken. I'll actually try to reach out to, well, we have the community board office, but reach out to them tomorrow, and also Chairwoman Titus, as far as what we could do is doing like the cards and handouts and try to do it, and with your assistance as well, if we can make this, put into action. Also with the help of Ms. Robinson and anybody else. I'm a little old school, so I mean, I'll drop my phone number in the chat, or if you those don't have it, give me a call and see what we can do, make it happen. For those who do have it, I mean, whatever you can do, whatever we can do together to make this happen, I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, this is uncharted territory for myself as well, and for many, hey, we're here to weather the storm and make and get to the other side. Anybody else have any comments or anything they want to add to it, or suggestions or anything? How you doing, Ms. How you doing, sir? Thanks for coming aboard.
So, Brian, it's Sharon again. I just wanted to, because what I think I'm hearing is that there, like, because the Economic Development Committee was Maribon, I'm hearing two different needs. One, we have this this offer coming out from Popular, and two, you can hear that there's the need for general assistance among the merchants, or what I perceive, because just as you have, I've been walking through the community and seeing open storefronts. I'm even seeing storefronts that replaced the former favorite business now going out of business. So I don't know, Julia, do you know if we have up and running merchants associations, which merchant associations are running up and down? Oftentimes,
the only one that's like active is the North Flatbush bid. I know Nostrand was trying to come up. They've been trying to come up for a while. Kingston the same, and they'll get some traction, and then it will just stop.
Nothing like a
Vanderbilt hasn't
crisis
been
to move
active
people
for a
forward.
while.
Who wasn't active for a while?
Vanderbilt hasn't been active for a while. Washington hasn't been active in probably 4 or 5 years now. But James Ellis would be the one to talk to about that. He's the one with CB8 that's been spearheading the revitalization of the merchants associations in our district. And that was outside of his membership. It was when he was with the chamber, and he continued even after.
Because rather than reinvent the wheel, because I know old school is good, but part of the problems that some of our merchants are having is that they're not in the 21st century. They've got the great business idea, they know what they're doing, but part of what's getting everybody caught, especially the businesses that have tenure shorter than 5 years, is the fact that they're not using technology, or they have the access to information, much to Celine's point. So I'm just a guest because I'm not a member of the committee, but I know what it's like to take a large pie and try and chew it, So if we look at what the key issues are and prioritizing, well, I as I said, so, like cutting into but I think we would be remiss if we don't have the opportunity that Popular is offering to us and use it effectively.
Julia.
Yes, Mr. Thurton. I know you were working with Nostrand as well recently, as of last year.
Yeah, with Kingston and Utica, do we have a point of contact for that association that they started?
Utica hasn't. They had zero traction, not much interest. For Kingston, it would be James Ellis. I'm not even sure if the businesses he had been working with are still there. I want to say that the North Kingston portion, they were trying to start one. There were a couple of businesses that were trying to band together. I want to say the end of last year, maybe the beginning of this year. It was I know the LLC name is Kingston Public House. It's a bar restaurant a block away from Soul Food Kitchen. I want to say it's between Dean and Bergen or Dean and Pacific. I'm not sure. Don't get me to lying. Don't quote me on that. But he might have the most information. But I do know that James Ellis has been the one that he's been the repository for the merchants' information for us. For Nostrand, I know you were working with them. Jackie Nemwilla had been trying to step into the position, but she comes and goes like the tide. So I don't know if she's still active. I don't even know if her business is still there. For Washington, the last person that was operating it was Brad Nickel, but he left the association when he sold his business. And Vanderbilt was being run by Ellen Fishman. She was kind of quiet for probably the last 8 or 9 years. So Brian Saunders might have more information on that since he just had a business on Vanderbilt. So Brian, you might be the one to have the most information about Vanderbilt left. So
Yeah.
sorry to put you on the spot like that, man.
All right, okay. I think it still might be Ellen, but I'll definitely find out. If anybody, I'll probably reach out to Gib Vaconi. You probably would know since he did the whole street thing over there.
Yeah, I actually, I kind of want to say, I definitely will say that Gib has been stepping up a lot on Vanderbilt. So definitely PHNDC for Vanderbilt, Gib especially. And I just thought of a name and I totally forgot it. Oh well.
Yeah, Gib has Vanderbilt locked down. I mean, they're well organized and they got it going on over there. We have to be. Franklin is pretty organized also. They have a lot of stuff going on over there. We have to be concerned with. Nostrand is working on that. Kingston, Utica, and going east is the concern. And we have to see how we can get them organized and get that information out to them and let them know that we're here to support them. But more importantly, for us to support them is for them to support themselves and for them to work together as a group, because divided you fall. And at this time, soon come, don't go no more. They need to get it together and so that they can survive for through this winter and coming into spring, and hopefully that they can definitely work on that with our support.
Definitely. I know I got a list of names from merchants with a liquor license, so I have that. But definitely you can get a point of contact. I'll reach out to you, Julia, tomorrow, see who I can talk to, and start from there. So is reach out. I mean, it's something close to my, dear to my heart. And I like to see what I can do and make it work. And also, I mean, hey, I know this is trying times and everyone's busy. If a lot of people have things going on in their lives, I know myself as well. And I wanted to say thank you for coming on this call, taking your time to come and assist and help others that's in need. And I appreciate everyone. And I want the best for everyone. And, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for taking your time. I really appreciate it. I just want to, and if I don't mention you by name, that's why I just keep saying thank you.
You're welcome, Brian.
All right. Everyone, if we don't have anything else, I'm going to try. I know it's a little long. Everyone has things to do, but if we don't have anything else to say, I put my number in the chat. Please reach out to me. I'll tell you I'm old school. Hey, call me. We can hit the ground running, whatever. Go ahead. Wait, one second, Mark. 1 sec. Mm-hmm. And then you just made lose my thought. But call me, reach out. Let's make it happen. That's what I always say. And whatever. After this, my comment. If anybody else have anything to say, then we just call it night. Have a good night. God bless, or whatever faith you believe in. So go ahead, Mark. Say what you want to say.
We need, if we can get on the committee, we need somebody on Utica and on Kingston that lives up near there. If we can get somebody, a part of the committee involved with those areas, that lives in that area or part of the merchants on our committee would be extremely helpful. So, I guess if anybody knows, we can definitely reach out and see if we can bring them on.
Yeah, Mark. We could do like we did that night where we just walked up and down Nostrand Avenue and looking at different stores. We could do that again. And hey, hopefully it's not too cold, but
whatever's needed, man. Whatever's needed. You know, Brian, you let me know what's up. You know, I'll be there with you, my brother.
Okay, I appreciate it. Hey, does anyone else? I'm gonna say it one more time. Hey, come on, you've been quiet. You gotta say something, man.
I could come along for the walk too.
All right, you have my number. Text me, call me, whatever. Let's make it happen.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I don't know everything. You don't know everything, but all of us together, we can make it happen. So that's what we're here for. All right. So on that note, I'm gonna do like the Russell Simmons used to say. God bless. Have a good night. And thank you.
Holidays off.
All
Good
right?
night.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.